So what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the JeffMan316 Custom YouTube channel. I'm your host, JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter. Welcome back to what's going to be my next movie review. So I was able to check out the latest James Wan horror film called Malignant. And wow, I don't even know where to start. What aspect of the movie should I even start with a review like this?
This movie better not be rated hot garbage.
What? Who said that? What? Who are you? Where are you?
You better say this movie is on fire and not hot garbage.
Hey, that's my line. And you don't know that I'm even going to say whether this movie is on fire or hot garbage. You don't know that yet. Well, I guess because we got another critic in our midst, we need to get on with this. So do the normal YouTube stuff, subscribe to the channel, comment, like my videos, dislike it, whatever you want to do, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So let's get on with my review of Malignant. Let's go. So Malignant stars Annabelle Wallis, Maddie Hasson, George Young, Michole, Briana White, and Louisa Kelly. The film is obviously, like we said in the intro, the film's directed by the one and only James Wan. I've loved almost every movie that I've seen of James Wan that he's directed. Obviously Saw was one of the first ones. I think it might have been his first one, and I thought that was awesome from the beginning. I like the Conjuring movies that he directed himself, and I also like a little gem called Dead Silence. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. So let's go ahead and talk about Malignant, and I'll try not to have any spoilers if at all possible. I did watch it recently, like I said, and I checked it out on HBO Max. You can watch it there, or you can watch it at your local theater. It's available on both at the same time. So Malignant is about a character named Madison. She lives in a very abusive relationship. During one of the conflicts that she had with her husband, something happens that triggers her to start having visions about some murders. And those murders are actually happening in reality at the same time she's having the vision. So they're not dreams, they're really happening. So as the story progresses, we also find out that Madison's past, which is filled with lots of personal drama, that past links into why some of this stuff is happening to her. So as far as the cast goes, I did think it was decent across the board, but the acting could have been a little better, and maybe that could have helped the film. The weak casting does kind of hold the movie back a little bit in some scenes. Some of those scenes that I felt like maybe I was watching a Lifetime movie because of some of the dreadful dialogue and some of the line delivery. Especially like the forced flirting between the main detective and Madison's sister. So I think maybe if they recast the main detective and maybe Madison's sister, that the characters could have been a little stronger if they had better actors playing them. But as far as the rest of the cast goes, I was like today years old when I realized that the actress that played Jane Doe, Louisa Kelly, she played Tia in Uncle Buck.
You're disgusting. I'll die before I go anywhere with you.
Holy shit, that's pretty cool. Uncle Buck. Alright, well, let me get back on track. Well, another fun fact about the cast is Zoe Bell from Death Proof and the person who played the stunt double of Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. She does have an extended cameo in this movie. Watch for her towards the end in the jail scene. It's pretty cool. So like I said, the cast could have been better, could have been a little stronger, but the direction of James Wan and his cinematography was on point, and it was great. I love some of the really unique camera angles that he used, how he sometimes followed the characters around even from above. Some of that stuff reminded me of like Hitchcock, or most recently like Ari Aster and stuff like Midsommar. So the plot is very unique as well. Let's just say that if you watch the last trailer or any of the trailers, you're probably not going to get some of the main plot points. So you're not going to get a lot of spoilers from the trailer. This movie kind of like had parts of like the slasher elements, and you're not going to get any of that from the trailer. The movie also had like a lot of psychological horror, and it even had a little bit of supernatural. Had some supernatural elements. This movie kind of reminded me of like a psychological horror movie, sort of like Dead Ringers, or maybe even, like I said, a touch of Saw, because some of the score in the background reminded me of some of the score that I heard during some of the Saw movies.
I am not listening to Jeffrey, but he's still talking.
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't want to get into spoilers, like I said, I promise. So let's stop there and let's get on a little more about what the story was about. This story had a lot of mix of styles, like I said, and it made it very difficult for a movie buff like me to actually figure out the direction of the movie at some points. So that's a good thing. I did think that I really had it mostly figured out towards the end, but then the actual twist was very unexpected and it made it a nice surprise. I've been bragging a lot about the movie so far. So let me mention a couple minor complaints that I want to throw in. There was a decent amount of gore, so that's good, especially for us gore hounds out there. But a couple of those scenes had a lot of CGI involved, and it kind of distracted me away from what was going on the screen. One of those main scenes that has a lot of CGI that really bothered me was the quote-unquote like fight scene, the fight sequence at the police station towards the end. I'm not going to go into spoilers. But that scene, and it also had like some really Matrix style action. And where in the hell did that come from? I don't even know. It just seemed out of place. They maybe could have not had that as an element of the character of the bad guy, killer, whatever you want to call him. Just the supernatural element or just the mystery of what they were doing would have probably been enough. But I think maybe they took it out a little too far. The film is also a little bit long. But it did take a little bit to get started. So I will say that if you're a 2-hour movie and then you get to the end and the ending feels rushed, something might be wrong with your pacing. So let's just say though that after the first 30 minutes or so were over, the pacing did pick up a little bit, and then by the end it was rolling. But then the ending seemed rushed, like I said. So either way though, the movie was very entertaining. It was unique. It was thrilling. It's a great first time watch. So once you know the twist, though, I'm not sure if it's going to have a ton of rewatchability. Is that a word, rewatchability? Hard to even say. But let's just say, like I said, way more positive than negative. So either way, I was really pleasantly surprised by everything I saw in Malignant. I hadn't heard a lot about it. It did start getting some traction this past week on social media, for me, at least in my feeds. So a lot of horror buffs were going to watch it. So I'm glad I didn't sleep on it, and you shouldn't either. Let's just say I think this movie as a whole, especially watching it at home on HBO Max, is on fire. You should watch it. You won't regret it. So have you seen Malignant? If so, do you agree with me or disagree? If you haven't seen Malignant, what are you waiting for? After you watch this review, do all the normal YouTube stuff first, like, dislike, or comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Then after you do all that, make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post new reviews. Then once all that's over, then head out and watch Malignant. I don't think you'll be sorry. So I really appreciate you guys coming by and listening to my review of the film. And I love the support you guys be giving me, and I just want to keep thanking all of you that are watching. So until next time, boys and girls, this is JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there.